Live service games are the future of gaming, and that future is looking grim. Games like Fortnite, Rainbow Six Siege, and Destiny 2 started strong, clean, focused. But as time went on, something happened. They didn't just evolve, they bloated. And eventually, they became something they were never intended to be in the first place. In this video, I want to introduce a term I've been using for a while now. Content saturation is what happens when a live service game adds so much content over time that it loses the core of what made it fun in the first place. And I'm not talking about balance problems, though those are a nightmare too. I'm talking about the fundamental identity of the game getting drowned in updates. You've got new weapons, new characters, new mechanics, new maps, new currencies, new menus, and eventually none of it feels cohesive anymore. The game becomes a Frankenstein's monster of its former self. At launch, these games are usually tight and focused, but the pressure to constantly add value and keep players returning means more content, more often, and no time to clean up the mess. Let's start with the obvious one. Fortnite. Back in 2017, Fortnite was a weird but fun little game about building forts and shooting cartoon zombies. The Battle Royale mode was clean, simple, and for some reason instantly iconic. Fast forward to today, and what even is Fortnite? It's a party game, it's a rhythm game, it's a superhero simulator, it's an anime crossover platform, it's Lego Minecraft? And sure, the updates are flashy, but if you boot up Fortnite after a long break, it is overwhelming. There are like 4 game modes, a dozen movement options, a perk system, 10 different battle passes. That core BR loop, the tension, the simplicity, it's all buried under a pile of content that's mostly designed to sell cosmetics and keep engagement metrics high. This is content saturation in action. Rainbow Six Siege is another perfect example. When Siege launched, it was a slow, methodical shooter. Every operator felt distinct, every gadget had a clear purpose, and every match was a tense back and forth. Now, the game is drowning in so many operators, gadgets, and layered mechanics. There are so many counters to every playstyle that it feels like you're never just playing, you're counter-picking the counter of the counter. Visual clarity is gone. The skill ceiling has skyrocketed, not in a good way, but in a way that punishes players who don't religiously keep up with updates, i.e., anyone with a job. Once again, the core identity, tight tactical FPS, is lost in the flood of content. And this isn't just a Fortnite or Siege thing. It's every live service game. Destiny 2, once a clean looter shooter, now a pile of currencies, power systems, seasons, temporary content, and convoluted grinds. Apex Legends started as a stripped-down BR with tight gunplay. Now you've got Legends with layered passives, movement tech galore, and a meta that changes every few weeks. Even Warframe, one of the oldest live service games out there, is practically unapproachable for new players now. There is literally just too much game. Each of these titles added content for years, but they never trimmed the fat because they can't. Cutting content makes people angry, but adding it endlessly leads to saturation. Live service games are built to grow. They have to. If you're not adding content, then you're bleeding players. But very few of them are built to age, to evolve gracefully. Because in a live service model, the devs aren't incentivized to preserve the game's identity. They're incentivized to keep people logging in. That means hype, cosmetics, collaborations, feature creep. Over time, the pressure always overrides design and vision. So, even if a game starts with a strong identity, content saturation will eventually win. The longer a live service game lives, the less it resembles the game people fell in love with. What's the solution? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe it's okay that live service games burn bright and fade fast. Or maybe developers need to start designing for the long haul and not just the next season. But until that happens, content saturation is going to keep ruining great games. Live service games aren't dying because they're bad. They're dying because they're too much. And unless something changes, they're all doomed to fail. Thanks for watching.